everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cherie and I'm the mama of 3 little girls. I have Alina, who's gonna be 3, and then I have twin identical baby girls. Their names are Eden and Everly, and this video is just gonna kind of be about what I think were really helpful baby products for us going through with all 3 of them. If we can save you guys some time researching, then that's what we're here to do because Lord knows I did a ton of research when we were looking into products for Alina. So a lot of this is actually from the time that Alina was a baby, and then we added a few things, and I'll let you guys know if something is specific to the twins, or we didn't really have a lot of fails. Everything I got we pretty much liked, but again, because I did a lot of research beforehand. So let's dive in. I feel like these are some of my biggest tips to share, so I'm gonna start with this first. And I already tried to record this part of the video. It went on way too long, so I'm gonna go quickly through and again do a separate video where I really get into how I got all 3 of the girls to sleep through the night from like the earliest possible time that babies can sleep through the night. It was amazing. But let's get into the products. Okay, so first, I am a huge supporter of swaddling. With, hold on, caution, being careful to let their hips move freely. That's super important for their hip development. We thought Alina did not like to be swaddled, and then going off of no sleep makes you desperate. And so what I learned from my research was that most babies do like to be swaddled. They will learn to bust out of it as they get stronger, like maybe a few weeks in or even a month in. They will get strong enough to bust through these beautiful printed muslin swaddles, which I still recommend for everything other than swaddling a like 1 to 2 week old newborn. We have these around the house. We use them for everything from wiping up spit up to just, oh, someone came over really quick, let me just drape this over myself, I wasn't expecting anyone, like car seat cover really fast. Just, we use it for a lot of different things. So I still recommend getting these, but Alina could bust out of them after a couple weeks, and I was a really good swaddler. So I got desperate and needed to look into, okay, what can I do? My baby doesn't like to be swaddled. Well, I read that most babies do like to be swaddled, you're just not swaddling tight enough or it's not secure enough. So there are babies that really don't like to be swaddled, but before you give up, I would say please follow my next recommendation, because it saved our lives, and it's truly, I credit it the most out of anything of getting all 3 of our kids to sleep through the night. And I am talking about, if you're one of our friends watching this, you know what's coming. It is the Ollie Swaddle. I am obsessed. I love this company. Thank you so much for making this. We have bought so many of these for friends, for baby showers and all of that. It's truly, like, I don't know what I would have done without it. So what it is, what makes it a little bit different is there is Velcro, but it's also very stretchy. So although the Velcro helps you to be able to make it super tight, it's stretchy, which allows their joints to still move around, so it's still comfortable for them. They're not gonna overheat. To be honest, the Ollie Swaddle did such a good job at keeping them asleep, all 3 of them. This is why I think it wasn't just my one child that, you know, it was a fluke. All 3 of them responded so well to this that I really think this is the answer. And it's not a one and done. Like, we did this on top of a bedtime routine, similar sleep environment, like we had a bunch of stuff going, but this made the biggest difference. And so honestly, our babies just didn't wake up needing to be changed. Like I said, we were on a pretty good schedule. Like, we were actually waking them up in the night to feed, and that's also when we would change them. So we didn't really have the issue. Once in a while, I think we had to open one of them up, and that would maybe startle the other one just a bit for the twins, but it wasn't anything that would ever have made us think we shouldn't be using this. I can go on and on about it, but please, if you're on like the verge of giving up on swaddling, give this a shot. It saved us. My only other swaddle that I would recommend is these copper pearl swaddles. There might be other companies that make something similar, but the main thing is that they are stretchy. So I feel like the muslin ones or other fabrics that don't have that stretch, once they startle and bust open your little knot that you've tied or whatever, it's done. Whereas stretchy fabrics allow them to move and stretch, but they still can't get their arms out, and you can make this as tight as you want. This is one of the copper pearl ones. We loved these as well, and they were a lot easier for like our parents to figure out and grandparents, so give those a try. Next, this is the one, my buddy over here. This is the one that people most often ask if we really used it. I think because it's just such an investment, but the DockATot, it's right here, you guys can see, let me angle it. There we go. We use DockATots with all 3 of our girls, and I have bought some, I have been gifted some. We're just very grateful to have them in our lives. Again, we feel like it did make a difference. I could tell when Alina wasn't in it that she wouldn't sleep as well. So the Ollie Swaddles, we feel like kept them asleep really well, and for us, the DockATots help them settle a little faster than just being laid on the hard surface. And according to the website and the research I did, it's SIDS proof, which made us much more comfortable using something soft, whereas we know you're supposed to have them in a crib that's kind of hard and just not very comfortable. So we still use it with the girls. Alina just stopped using it when she was like 2.5. We took away her big one, her grand. This is the deluxe, and the twins are now in their own grands. So this is what they slept in when they were younger, and it was perfect for like traveling. We go to Hawaii a lot, where our family's from, and to have this and the Ollie Swaddle and white noise on the plane helped them sleep so much longer on the plane than they would have if we were just trying to like carry them or figure something else out. And also when we go to different grandparents' houses, they feel like they're sleeping in the same bed, because it is. So that, I think, is a really big plus. I'll, again, go into a whole bunch more detail on how we got our girls to sleep so well, but those are like the biggest takeaways. White noise. White noise didn't become necessary for our girls until they were a few months old, but we recommend that you have that ready to go. This, where did I put it? This one we use for the car. This is the baby shusher, and when we saw this with Alina, we were like, who would buy this? Who would spend this much money to have? It's just a recording of someone shushing, but I swear it has helped us so much during car rides. It kind of snaps them out of like crying episodes, I feel like, and so we got an extra one when the twins were born. So baby shusher, we use that for the car, and then we use like ocean wave sounds for when they're sleeping, for both their naps and for bedtime. We also, probably like you, thought that we would be those parents that, no, we're just gonna train our kids to sleep through any noise in the middle of bright sun, like what, no. After you've been sleep deprived, you just want any tips, like just give me all the tips to help them sleep. And so I hope that that's what we're sharing with you here. White noise did come in very handy, and they all do wonderful with it. We also sleep better with it, my husband and I, and so we chose ocean waves because that's what my husband and I like to listen to. We just used some random one that wasn't even for babies. It was for adults and having white noise. But a little tip is to make sure that it's loud enough. In the womb, it sounds kind of like there's a vacuum going. So if your sound machine is really quiet, it's probably not doing its job. It needs to be at a certain volume to really drown out any other noise. And then you can get an app on your phone that tests that it's not too loud. So little tip there. 2 things quickly before I move on to the next category are, we do use the owlettes. If you're the type of parent that will be checking on your baby, like is she breathing, like wanting to check on them a lot, it's definitely a splurge, but it's given me so much peace of mind, especially because some of my girls were in the NICU. It just kind of makes you, I think, a little bit more paranoid once you get home. Oh, twin tip for the owlettes. We have 2 different colored socks, so we always know that one is paired with Eden and one is paired for Everly, pink versus green. And I didn't know this until a few months into using it, but they also have an app that registers their sleep. And so you can see what time they got up in the night, how long they were awake, when they fell back asleep. There's, what is that baby monitor? There's a baby monitor out there that does that, but you have to pay for the subscription, and it's a really expensive baby monitor. But yeah, I didn't even know that Owlet had that app. So I was like, sweet, another bonus to having this. So check it out if you guys have been curious. We've enjoyed having it. So, and a good pack and play. We've only gotten like $50, $60 pack and plays, but I am so like lusting over the 4Moms pack and play that just like pops open, pops down. Like it looks so easy to use. If we didn't already have these other pack and plays, that would have been the one I think that I would have wanted, especially if you are going to be moving back and forth between grandparents' houses. Having something that's easy to pack up and go, not only for yourself but for your parents, I think is like really helpful. Okay, those are probably my biggest sleep products or recommendations. Next up quickly is clothing. So during those first few months, honestly, all you need are like zip up onesies, or if you want to step it up a notch, we have these magnetic knee onesies. So say it's open like this. Oh look, it's all buttoned up. It's like the fastest thing. If you have twins, please don't bother with buttons, or like I saw kimono style ones where you have to first button on this side, then you have to wrap it and button on this side, button the legs. Like nobody has time for that. So zip ups or magnets is the way to go, trust me. And we don't go out to like fancy events often, so honestly spending money on really fancy like 3 months and under clothes wasn't necessary for us. And so our babies just lived in those zip ups and these guys for months. Next up is diapering. Before we talk about anything else, this diaper balm. This is the Earth Mama Angel Baby Organic Diaper Balm. This thing is amazing. So again, another product that we've recommended to like all our friends. It is a bit more expensive than a regular, just like Vaseline obviously, but the nurses in the hospital recommended we just use Vaseline. Alina got a really bad rash. It didn't work for her, so that led us to search for a better diaper cream, and also led me to do a bit more research into what are in baby products. Like that started a whole nother rabbit hole, because I realized you're putting things right there and down in their diaper area, and if it has like parabens or anything bad like that, like it's getting absorbed right into their system from there. And a lot of that stuff affects hormones. And as someone who suffered from PCOS, I am all about trying to help my daughters avoid hormone issues. So I'm not gonna get more into that tangent, but using this organic diaper balm made me feel a lot better. And it's a flippin' miracle. Like if they ever get a little bit of diaper rash, we put a little extra of this and it's like gone the next day. It's amazing. And so like Desitin and all that, please look into the EWG website and look up what are in your baby products that you're using. That's another huge must-have, is just the knowledge of that website when you have a baby. EWG, I'll link that down below too. But please give this a try. I love it. I love it. It's the only diaper cream we use for our babies. Also, we do have a subscription for Honest diapers. I won't say they're like the best diapers on the planet, but they work for us. They're a bit more organic than the other ones that I walk by them in the store and I can smell the fragrance in them, and just, yeah, so we're decently happy with Honest. We've also tried Hello Bello, which we were decently happy with. We do have some blowouts occasionally, but sorry, my dog's barking. But yeah, if you guys have a recommendation on like a really awesome, like super organic, really healthy diaper, please let me know. I'm always looking for an even better diaper. We did cloth diapering with Alina for a bit, and my goal was to do it with the twins, but we just keep traveling that I can never get into the groove of it. But yeah. So, oh, but little tip, Honest diapers and Hello Bello, I feel like. We've heard from friends that it seems to work better for babies that don't have as big of a bum. So our babies have kind of flat bums and it works pretty good for them. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what we've heard. Wipes. These are water wipes. These are my favorite. Micah prefers the Honest wipes because it has a little bit of the texture, like some grip to it. Whereas I like the water wipes because they're very simple. I like that it's moist so I don't have to tug on their skin as much. Or a little bit more moist than like the Honest brand wipes. One tip I would say, and I'm glad that we didn't end up doing this, was we didn't buy a changing table for Alina, and we didn't do it for the twins either. Someone gave us one of those changing pad cushions, and so we just took that thing around the house, and that was like the easiest thing for us. But a lot of times we just ended up changing them in their DockATots on the couch with like a with the changing pad that came with my diaper bag. So I feel like investing in like a really expensive changing table might not be necessary. Maybe you could save money there. So diaper bags. This was my original diaper bag with Alina, which I loved. I thought it was so cute, and it did the job perfectly fine. So this was a Cocoa and Kiwi brand diaper bag. I loved it. My zippers though did break after a couple months of use, but I didn't really use them that much anyway, so I just left it open. But I loved this one. It was so cute. Once I had the twins though, we needed a different story. So we had to have something that could hold enough things for all three of the kids. And that is how I came across this. This is a bag from Itsy Ritzy, and it's backpack style, which is so necessary when you have all these kids to wrangle. You can't have a bag like swinging around on the side of you. You need something secure. So I knew I needed a backpack style, and this bag, I just love it. So back here is where we hold like an iPad if we need to use it. This also comes with a changing pad, and that's the one I was talking about using. Keep my wallet in here, snacks, water, pacifier clip, whatever here. And it just has so much room. I actually used this in my hospital bag video, which I don't even know if I ever posted that. Oops. But as you can see, there's a ton of room in here, lots of pockets, very well organized. This is my recommendation for if you need a well organized backpack diaper bag. We love this one. We get a ton of questions about the playmat that the twins have, and so it's from a company called Cream House, I think. I'm not sure if it's like Swedish or Korean, I can't remember, but I'll link it down below. But we used that with the twins, and it came in very handy for us because our whole downstairs is hard floors, and so we just liked having that big pad available to them to keep them on and keep them comfy because we spent most of our time downstairs. However, if we had used that with Alina, it would not have been used very long at all, because I feel like once they're mobile, or once they can even climb up on the sides of those things, then you have to put the sides down, and it's such an expensive playmat that I wouldn't maybe get it unless you had twins. I don't know. But it's an extra big playmat, and everyone asks me about it. So that's where it's from, and we've loved it for the twins because they were not as active as Alina, and so they were able to stay on it for many months longer than Alina would have been able to. So I would also recommend one of those, just a small mobile playmat that you can just pick up and put in any room. All three of mine have like the ones with the piano keys by their feet, so I'll link that as well. Now we're into kind of like a play category, and so for those first few months, I'd recommend like black and white toys, black and white books. That's kind of what babies can see at that really young age. Once they progress from that, we use things like these. Like this is really popular with a lot of babies, but one of mine wasn't really a fan. And then these kinds of toys that just have lots of different colors, textures, sounds. We had one that was a doll, the same brand, the Lamaze brand. The doll, my twins loved that thing so much. And I don't know where it is, but that was like our #1 toy for a couple months. Okay, quickly, the swing versus Mamaroo debate. Alina loved her Mamaroo. She would sleep in it for her first nap of the day when she was a baby, and that gave me such a solid chunk of time to like take a shower, do all the things I needed to do. She loved sleeping in her Mamaroo, but we didn't want her to need it, so I only let her do it like once a day. And then with the twins, we traveled back and forth again to Hawaii, and so we couldn't bring the Mamaroo with us, and a friend let us borrow a swing that had quite a big, I don't know what the word is, but the amount of space that the pendulum could swing was very large, and that was one of the benefits of that particular swing that I read in the reviews. If I can find it, I'll link that as well. And they loved it. By the time we got back here, I think they had just gotten so used to that they no longer could sleep in their Mamaroos, but they kind of liked hanging out in there and playing with the toys that it comes with on top. So I feel like if you are trying to decide, I would say base it on your budget. I feel like whatever you use, if you're consistent enough that you lead them up to like a good bedtime routine before laying them down, and you wanted them to take a nap in it, eventually they'll get used to one or the other, or they'll just blatantly hate it and you'll know right away. But did we love our Mamaroo? Yes. Do I think everybody needs one? I don't know. I think you could get away with a swing, so just depends. Maybe that's my tip. Maybe see if you can borrow one from a friend, see how they like it before investing. I would let a friend borrow it. If I could tell you one thing not to stock up on, or I guess 3 things, it would be do not stock up on a certain diaper brand, do not stock up on a certain bottle brand, and do not stock up on a certain pacifier, because those are 3 things that you really won't know if it will fit or please your baby until they're here. I would say like just stock up with enough to get through the first couple weeks, and you can kind of figure out what they like. I wanted to get like a very healthy rubber, organic, whatever pacifier for Alina, and she just hated them. And the one thing that worked were those Wubba Nub pacifiers, which are the Soothy pacifiers that have the stuffed animal on it. And I wanted to avoid that so badly. I wanted to be all like, oh, look at my special organic one, whatever. But she didn't want them. So Wubba Nubs were here to stay. And with the twins, we really wanted them to take the same one, so we just kind of stuck with it a bit longer, even though Everly didn't really like that one. And now all 3 of them have loved their Wubba Nubs, or the ones with the long tails. They don't like any other ones, but they soothe themselves by rubbing the tail between their fingers. All 3 of them have done it. It's so weird. So that is one that we recommend. As far as bottles, because I have a slow letdown or slow flow when I breastfeed, we also needed to match that with their bottles. So that's something like if you have a really fast flow, you won't know that until you're actually breastfeeding. So I would say wait on getting like a ton of bottles until you figure out what you really need. If you have a slow flow and you're looking for tips, Tommy Tippy makes a really slow, it's like size 0 nipple, and so those are like the slowest ones that we found, and that worked really well for a while. And then we moved to Komotomo bottles, which we love. I like that they're not plastic, they're silicone, and so there's less of that going on. And it just like seems more boob-like, and they seem to like it better to like hold, and they're more like, it just seems like they prefer it to the Tommy Tippy bottles, like the feel of it. They like to kind of nuzzle into it, I don't know. And so we haven't had issues at all with any of the 3 going back and forth between breast and bottle. So because we do supplement with donor milk, and we also did supplementing with formula for a bit, and so yeah, we've never had an issue. We love our Komotomo bottles. Okay, sorry, I keep getting interrupted by the babies and the dog, so lighting might be a little bit different, but let me try and get through the next couple categories and then we'll wrap it up. So like I said, I'll go into a whole bunch more detail about all these breastfeeding and pumping must-haves and tips, but I'll try and go through really quick for you. So first thing is try your best and see if your insurance covers for you to have a hospital grade pump, at least for the beginning period. It really makes a difference. They're a lot stronger, and I personally, they sent me home with a regular Amita pump that wasn't hospital grade. It was just something that we could keep. That's part of our insurance plan. And the sounds it was making and the way, like the rhythm of it, I don't know if it just mentally freaked me out, but I could not get a letdown. Like milk literally would not come out. And so I was able to keep renewing my prescription for my Medela Symphony pump. I know that's not an option for everyone, and that pump is huge, and it's heavy, and it's big, and it's terrible to travel with. So I had heard about this pump called the Baby Buddha pump. This is how big it is, guys. This, and it straps up to like your flanges or whatever. I have very elastic tissue, so I had to do a hack to this to be able to use my Medela pump parts with it. But the pump itself is so strong. It's amazing that it can be this small, and it's so much easier to travel with. I wish I had this when we went to Disneyland, but we've traveled with it since. Like, I've pumped in an airport with this. So great. So if your insurance company doesn't cover a hospital grade pump, look into this. Also, find a really good pumping bra that's supportive and comfortable. I'll go into that in the other video. But besides getting a really good supportive pumping bra, there's also besides getting a really supportive pumping bra, there are also these like triangle string elastic pumping bras. They're not really bras, they're just like strings that attach. And those are really good if you feel like you need to massage your breast more, like you're not getting all the milk out and you really need to be able to like massage all that milk out. Those are really great because it fully exposes your breasts and allows you to do that. So that's another little tip. So I know I'm gonna like want to tell you guys all the reasons why I recommend this stuff, so I'm just gonna list it really quick. But coconut oil to lube the flanges of your pump, so helpful, makes it so much more comfortable. I didn't even need to use lanolin cream with the twins because I just used the nipple shield with them until they were no longer crunching me. All three of my babies had lip ties and tongue ties. If you're having issues breastfeeding and it just seems like they can't get the latch right, your lactation consultant can't figure it out, try and see if you can get them assessed for a lip and tongue tie. That's a big tip because all three of mine had it and it was terrible. Lanolin cream is helpful for some people. Like I said, I didn't even need to use it for the twins. I just used the coconut oil. Also, if you get, like, if it's really bad, ask your doctor for something called APNO cream. It's an all-purpose nipple ointment cream, and it will take care of like a lot of issues, like cracked nipples, all of that stuff. Ask your doctor about that if you feel like you're just like at your wit's end. Nursing pillows. Oh my, do I have nursing pillows. They're all back here. But I would say like the best ergonomic one would be the My Breast Friend pillow. I have that one here. And this one has a buckle, which I feel like is super helpful. Like if any of these other ones had buckles, they might take the place of this one. But this one I can tighten and like keep it on my body. A lot of the other ones would slip out slowly during the feeding, and I hated that. So this, a lot of lactation consultants will recommend because you can really keep it on you and get that baby in the right position and they'll stay there. So that's this guy. I also have had the Boppy pillow when I had Alina. So those are the two I had with Alina. And this one is just really soft. I would really recommend like spending the extra money to get the really soft ones, because if you are breastfeeding, you're going to be using this all the time. And so I really like this as long as I could keep it on me. But it was very soft and snuggly, and I like that one. If you're taller, try looking into the Bebe Olay pillow because it's a lot thicker. So it'll sit higher up on you, and I swear if this had a buckle, it would be like the bomb. But this will sit a lot higher up and keep the baby up higher so you're not hunched over getting that terrible posture that we all get when we're breastfeeding and pumping. So I really liked this one. It had a muslin cover, which is more breathable for the baby, and overall just, yeah, amazing. If it had a buckle, it would be my favorite. Then I do, it's down here under all this other stuff, but I do have the Twin Z nursing pillow, and I feel like it could use a little bit of modification. It does have a buckle, it worked, but I still needed to prop up other pillows underneath it. Like, it was too low, and like I just wanted it up here and like tilted back a bit more, and then it would have been great. But I used it all the time, so I mean, it did the job. I just feel like it could definitely improve. Now that once they got to about 5 months, I wasn't really using it. I was just using a bunch of other pillows stuffed under me, and that's how I breastfeed now. It's just with any old pillow I can find. I just tuck like 4 of them around me, and that's how we do it. Biggest breastfeeding product probably that has like truly transformed my breastfeeding in public situation from the time I had Alina to now with the twins. I discovered this nursing cover from Baby Lay. It has the what is this? What do you call this? This halo thing that keeps the fabric off of your body so you can look down. My babies have all been so wiggly and detach often, and like I have to be able to see what they're doing so I can help them correct themselves. So this nursing cover has just been so amazing, and I've been able to breastfeed them at Disneyland, like out at the pumpkin patch, like wherever. And biggest thing, it's muslin material, so it's not like super hot. Like I love these from Copper Pearl because they're so cute with their prints and whatnot, and they work as a car seat cover too. But these ones that go all the way around, but the fabric just seems to always make my baby so hot. And so the fact that this also comes in muslin fabric, it totally, like I said, changed my ability to breastfeed in public. Made it so much more comfortable. So I highly, highly recommend these. Ooh, nursing friendly clothes. That's all you need if you're nursing. Don't even bother shopping for their clothes. You're just gonna want easy access all the time. Check Amazon out. They have a ton of cheap stuff. Supplements for nursing. I really liked this time around the Legendary Milk brand supplements. Be careful with fenugreek. Some people have the opposite effect than it's supposed to, and it actually decreases their milk supply. So a lot of these are, I think maybe all of them are fenugreek free from this brand. And try a couple different ones. I found the most success combining Lactivist with either Liquid Gold or Mochapalooza, I think. But there's like, I don't know, 6 different ones. I don't know what it is, but you can try a couple different combinations. Also, just, this is random, but hand sanitizer. Need this all the time. So keep it in your bags, keep it around your house. When guests come over, just always hand washing. Gear. We use the Maxi Cozy car seats. I don't love the tightening mechanism. It's a little hard to do, especially for like our parents, to like get in the car and really get the seat tight enough, get those straps tight enough. I really love it because it's just so comfortable. Like babies hate car seats, so if you can find a really comfortable one. Some of the ones we would check at the store were like, this is just hard plastic. Like how could this possibly be comfortable for a baby? So we splurged to get one that's a bit more cushy. I think that helped our babies be a little more able to adjust to being in a car seat and not hate it so much, was that it was comfortable enough for them to sleep nicely in them and whatnot. We have the Up Baby Vista stroller, and we got that knowing we would probably want to have another child, and it can convert to a double stroller. So that's what we actually use now for the twins, and that's our twin stroller. And then we have the skateboard attachment for Alina. So highly recommend. I love it. My only thing with that is I wish that you could lie them flat. You can tilt it down, but the seat still kind of sits up so their knees, I don't know if this is explaining it correctly, but so this is the seat. I wish it did this, but instead it does this, and then their knees kind of dangle off with their legs over here. So, but other than that one complaint, they have the largest storage capacity on the bottom that I've seen of strollers, and that's been a lifesaver, like at airports or just like, I never have to carry my bag because I can just stuff everything down there. It's amazing. Great storage capacity. Video monitor. We don't like particularly love one of our video monitors more than the other. So I'll just say make sure you have a video baby monitor. I don't know how we would do it without it. We've caught so many things with them doing on the video, and also like as they transition to being toddlers, like you never know when they're becoming old enough to want to start to climb out. So really having that video monitor I think is really beneficial. Carriers, oh the baby carriers. Newborn stage, wrap I like the wraps, those long ones that look like you're trying to put like a crazy kimono on or something. Those were the best for newborn stage. Then I progressed to like a sling has been always easy to use throughout from baby to toddler. And it's very fast to put on, so I like slings for that reason. And then the structured carriers I love as they get older and they're a little more wiggly and want to try to bust out. Those will really hold them in. So sorry, I'm not the best at recommending that. I'll link the specific brands that I like below, but we kind of used all of them. So thermometer, we do have one for the forehead, but also make sure that you buy a rectal thermometer, because a lot of times when our babies have had like a fever or an issue, the doctors will ask us to take a rectal thermometer. And so that happened to us when we didn't have one, and Micah had to go to the store and go get it because it's a bit more accurate, and I promise you it's not as scary to take that temperature as you would think it would be. But yeah, you want to make sure you have that on hand probably before your baby gets here. I know I probably forgot stuff. If I think of it before I finish editing this video, I'll maybe pop it in right here. My last recommendation is an Amazon Prime membership. Look, people, when you have a baby, or in my case, 3 little ones, you're not trying to go to the store with all 3 of them to pick up one little thing that you need. Amazon Prime, I cannot tell you how amazing it is to just be able to order whatever you need and have it delivered within 2 days. So, I mean, I don't know if that's how it is for everywhere. Like in Hawaii, we have to wait a little bit longer, but when we're not in Hawaii, when we're just at home, like that stuff comes so fast. Like if you're shopping for someone who's having a baby, think about giving that to them as a present for like their shower or something. Like every new mom or dad needs an Amazon Prime membership. I truly believe it would make your life so much easier. So I know that's not often on people's like must-have lists, but I really don't, like, we use it all the time. It's one of my biggest recommendations. All right, we've now lost the outdoor light. Hopefully it still looks okay. But last couple things that I forgot in their original categories were this guy over here, if you can see. Yes, you can see it. Okay, this is the Ubi, I think that's how you pronounce it, Ubi diaper pail. Okay, this thing is so much better than the plastic diaper genies, I think. Because it's not plastic, it's so much better at not like retaining the smell of the diapers. The plastic of the diaper genies really seem to hold on to that smell. And what's really awesome about this diaper pail is you can just use whatever trash bags. You don't have to buy specific diaper genie or whatever brand of your special diaper disposal system. You don't have to buy their specific bags. We just use our regular trash bags, which is awesome. The other recommendation, this is a twin tip. So we used the Halo bassinets for Alina, and we got an additional one when we had the twins. And they do sell one from that brand that's a twin bassinet, but personally for twin mamas, I really think having them in separate bassinets are a lot better, because you can rock one. So when they would have harder nights when, you know, trying to get them down to sleep, if one was crying and the other was just sound asleep, it was so much nicer to be able to just rock one of them until they went back to sleep. But if they had been in the same bassinet with the twin divider and rocked both of them, I don't know if that would have woken up the other one. So I liked that we put them right next to each other, but as far as like being able to rock one of them at a time, that was really useful. So my recommendation would be to get them separate. Eczema and cradle cap. DockATot's natural all over ointment. I am so grateful for you, DockATot. This has been so helpful for Everly's eczema, and she had a little bit of cradle cap. So helpful. I can't recommend this enough. I love it. I tried another brand that kept popping up in my Instagram ads, Eczema Honey Co, I think it was. It didn't work for Everly, but it really helped Alina with a skin issue that she was having around her lips. But this is my holy grail for baby eczema and skin issues. Love DockATot. Well, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope something in here was really helpful to you, or help you narrow down what you're gonna get for your babies. Like I said, if I didn't have to do as much research as I did. If I could have just watched one person's video and gotten all this information, that would have been amazing. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to pass along the knowledge that we've collected over the years. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. We also do some vlogs with the girls, and apparently you also have to turn on the bell notification or it won't tell you that we've posted a new video. I know there's a bunch of other stuff out there, so if you guys want to list below in the comments something that really helped you, if you want to share with other mamas on this channel, that would be amazing. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. If I already posted the video and I think of something, I'll still link it down below if I remember. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.